Because what Kevin Stefanski did is actually par for the course. I know a lot of fans don't want to hear it. I know a lot of fans don't know about it, but I'm going to take y'all inside this locker room. So let's
but I thought the guys did a really nice job of Shedeur and operating, the guys making plays. So, again, a ton to teach them.
And the Los Angeles Rams call the Browns so I can be their third string quarterback. As odd as that sounds. Because that's right. The Rams story right now is Matt Stafford's got a bad back. And that is really concerning. And their backup quarterback, while a fine backup quarterback.
Man, Cleveland, what is it about you and quarterbacks? Somehow, every year, there's a new story, a new twist. And this year, this one might just be the most Cleveland thing ever. All it took was 3 quarters in the preseason for one rookie, Shedeur Sanders, to absolutely electrify an entire fan base. He came in, took control like a veteran, and instantly had Browns fans thinking, could this finally be our guy? But just when the hype was reaching its peak, the whole thing flipped. The head coach, not convinced. The rookie, already asking to be traded. The fans, loud, angry, and they're not holding back. If you love football, if you love a little chaos in your sports news, and you want the real story behind the headlines, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and strap in. Because this, my friends, is a wild one. The debut that changed everything. Let's start here. Preseason football is usually slow. It's vanilla play calling, players fighting for roster spots, and everyone just hoping nobody gets hurt. But Shedeur Sanders, he made those 3 quarters feel like primetime Sunday night football. He was poised in the pocket, calm under pressure, made his reads, hit his guys in stride. You could just see the command, and here's the crazy part. He wasn't out there with the Browns' top receivers or the starting offensive line. He was working with third and even fourth string players, and yet the kid still shined. Fans weren't the only ones who noticed either. Across the country, the Los Angeles Rams were suddenly asking about him. Now, you know the Rams situation. Matthew Stafford's back is acting up again. Their backup's injured, and they need depth at quarterback now. That's what kind of debut this was. It got other teams picking up the phone. Coach Stefanski pours cold water so naturally. After that performance, Browns fans were expecting their head coach Kevin Stefanski to step to the mic and say something like, "We saw something special tonight. We're excited. This guy's gonna push competition in this locker room." But no, that's not what happened. Stefanski gave a half compliment. Something about Shedeur operating the offense well and the guys making plays, but immediately followed it with, "There's still a lot to teach off of." And just like that, it was back to business. No gushing praise, no momentum building hype, just coach speak. And then, boom, reports drop that Stefanski doesn't even see Shedeur as part of the Browns' long-term plan. It was like throwing a bucket of ice water on the entire fan base. The fans pushed back the reaction. Immediate. Fans lit up Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, you name it. They were furious, not because they liked Shedeur, but because they just seen him do everything they'd been told he couldn't do. They pulled up tape. Jackson State, check. Colorado, check. Now the NFL, yep, same story. Mobility, composure, accuracy, all their. And again, this was without top-tier weapons around him. Fans kept repeating the same thing. If he can already look like this with backups, imagine him with Amari Cooper, David Njoku, and the top O-line. Shedeur drops the bomb. Then came the moment where this went from locker room drama to a full-blown NFL headline. Shedeur reportedly asked to be put on the trade list. Now, rookies never do this, not after one preseason game, but Shedeur, he made it loud and clear. If I'm not going to get my shot here, I'll find a place where I will. That's not pouting, that's betting on yourself. And for a guy with his college resume, for a guy who just delivered a debut like that, it's the kind of gutsy move that gets the entire league talking. The political gamesso, why the frostiness? From the Browns coaching staff, a lot of insiders have the same theory. Shedeur Sanders wasn't Kevin Stefanski's pick. He wasn't GM Andrew Berry's pick either. The word is, this was Jimmy Haslam's pick. Yep, the team owner. And if you know the NFL, you know what that means. Coaches and GMs sometimes feel extra pressure when a player is the owner's guy sometimes. Instead of embracing him, they resist, not out loud, but in subtle ways. Less reps, slower integration, more talk about fixing his flaws before he gets real opportunities. Shannon Sharpe goes NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe wasn't having it on his show. He flat out roasted the idea of focusing on what Shedeur can't do after that kind of game. Your job as a coach isn't to repeat the same list of weaknesses, it's to put a guy in position to succeed, Sharpe said, and he's right. Especially when a rookie is producing without even running with the first or second string units. If he's balling out with backups, what more do you need to see before you give him more than just a good job? Kid pat on the helmet, Browns. Big decision. Oh, the Browns are staring at a brutal decision. Do they keep Shedeur and actually invest in his development, or do they trade him while his stock is on the rise? If they trade him and he blows up elsewhere, they'll be that franchise again, the one that let another potential franchise QB walk away. Meanwhile, the Rams and other QB-needy teams are thinking, let them mess this up, we'll take him. Why Browns fans won't let Golitz be real? Browns fans know what quarterback failure feels like. It's been decades of it. Brady Quinn, Colt McCoy, Deshaun Kaiser, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, you name it, they've lived it. And now they see a rookie who actually checks boxes. They're not letting this one go without a fight. Social media campaigns, hashtags, local radio is nonstop about it. Heck, season ticket holders are calling for meetings. This is becoming more than just a football debate. It's a tug of war for the future. The what-if scenario. Scenario 1, Shedeur stays in Cleveland, pushes through the politics, and forces Stefanski to give him first team reps. If he wins the locker room, momentum could swing his way fast. Scenario 2, the Browns trade him. He lands with the Rams, McVay gets his hands on him, and we watch him pop off on Red Zone in Week 8 while Cleveland fans scream at their TVs. Scenario 3, they compromise, keep him on the roster, but bury him on depth chart until next year, killing his momentum and possibly his trajectory. Every day, the pressure gets heavier. The fans are watching, the media's watching, and alternative suitors, you better believe they've got front office alerts set for every Browns news drop. This isn't about a third-string QB anymore. This is about pride, about control, and about whether the Browns finally learn from decades of QB mistakes. Shedeur Sanders has already proven at every level that when you hand him the ball, good things happen. The Browns, they've proven they're not afraid to move on from a quarterback, even if it's risky. And now, those two truths are about to collide, whichever way it goes. One thing's for sure, we're all watching, and when the outcome hits, it's not just going to change one player's career, it could change the path of an entire franchise.